Good day, everyone. I'll have to make this video presentation in order for me to provide the offline, the online session, particularly for this week. This would also be a supplemental discussion for the video that you have already seen related to the preliminary knowledge about ethics. So, in order to supply further evidences and understanding so that you will have better understanding of ethics that we will be using for our face-to-face session, I'll be sharing to you some slide presentations. So, we will discuss through this PowerPoint the concepts that has been introduced to you in the video, ethics and morality, these two foundational concepts in human behavior that is vital in decision making. Ethics and morality, as what has been presented in the video, guide us in distinguishing right from wrong, shaping our individual action and societal norm. This presentation aims to develop a clear understanding of how these two concepts interact and influence our choices. Let us begin by defining ethics and, and exploring its implication in order for us to meet this learning objective. In exploring the fundamental concepts of ethics and morality, to distinguish between the word human action and acts of man, understand how ethical principles guide decision making and societal norms. Let's move further. So, as again mentioned in the video, ethics comes from the Greek word ethos, which means character or custom. Essentially, ethics is the study of moral principles that guide human conduct. It helps us understand how people determine right from wrong and how they develop behaviors based on societal and cultural customs. Ethics serves as a guiding framework in various professions, governance, and personal life. It influences how we interact with each other to make decisions and uphold values that sustain social harmony. It is very important in ethics to distinguish human action from acts of man. When we say human action, it refers to deliberate actions performed with knowledge and free will. These are moral actions because they involve conscious decision making. For example, choosing to help someone in need or deciding to tell the truth involves moral deliberation. However, when we say acts of man, it is involuntary or instinctive action, such as breathing, sneezing, or reflex movements. These acts are not morally assessed because they do not stem from conscious intent. Ethics primarily deals with human action as they are subject to moral evaluation. One of the fundamental aspects of ethics is the ability to distinguish right from wrong. That is why we look at human action over acts of man. This distinction is not merely about personal opinions, but is grounded in universal principles such as justice, fairness, and responsibility. Ethics provides guidelines on how we ought to behave in different situations, ensuring that our action aligned with moral values, whether in personal interaction, workplace ethics, or legal framework. Our sense of right and wrong shapes the structure of our society and helps maintain social order. Now, how do we recognize a right action? Ethics provides three key indications as purported in the video. First, good action benefits both the individual and others. For example, being honest or practicing generosity are ethical behavior that contribute to personal and societal well-being. Second, right actions contribute to a good life. Ethical living fosters happiness. It provides peace, a sense of fulfillment to a person. And finally, a right action is something one ought to do or needs to be done. It aligns with moral obligations and societal duties. Making ethical decisions means considering these three factors in our daily actions and relationships. Many people use the terms ethics and morality interchangeably. So, in this slide presentation, we will see there are key differences between the two words. Ethics is theoretical discipline, a systematic study of moral principles and reasoning behind moral judgments, while morality, on the other hand, is practical. It deals with the specific norms and actions that people should follow. Another one, ethics provides the philosophical foundation, while morality applies these ethical theories in real life. For instance, ethics helps us determine why honesty is a virtue, while morality tells us to practice honesty in our daily interaction. Let's now move to this particular slide to understand theory deeply, why it's good, why it's a theory of good action. So, as again, ethics is more than just rules. As I've mentioned a while ago, it is a systematic study to seek to determine what constitutes good action. It asks deep questions about what is truly beneficial for individuals and society. Again, I would like to highlight this, the term truly beneficial for individuals and society. Both. It is not just for an individual, but it should involve the society. So it's true benefit of a person, of an individual person, and the society. The concept of the ultimate good is another central word, another central a buzzword for ethics. Ultimate good. Philosophers have debated this idea for centuries with their the term ultimate good could be equated to happiness, virtue, duty, or well-being. Here, and we will be looking into it, ethics provides framework that help individual pursue this ultimate good through moral decision making. So at the end of the day, we'll be looking at this term ultimate good no in our face to face classes in order to better understand its meaning. Let's proceed. On the other hand, uh, morality is practical application. No? Morality is the application of ethics in everyday life. While ethics provides theories about what is good, morality gives us rules and guidelines for right behavior. These moral norms differ across culture as well as societies, but often share common values such as honesty, compassion, and fairness. For example, ethical theory might explore why kindness is a virtue, while morality tells us to practice kindness by helping those in need. At the end, ethics and morality, as purported once again in the video, on our first video, are deeply intertwined. Intertwined means interconnected. Ethics is the study or science of morals, while morality is the practical application of ethical principles. You can think of ethics as the blueprint and morality as the construction of the blueprint in real life. Both guide human behavior and aim to foster goodness and justice in the society. Without ethical reasoning, morality would lack depth, and without moral action, ethical theories would remain abstract. The balance between both is crucial for a well functioning and just society. To conclude, ethics and morality are essential for guiding human behavior. Hope we were able to see that in the video as well as this particular presentation. Ethics provides the foundational principle while morality offers practical application. By understanding these concepts, individuals can make informed decisions that align with justice, fairness, and responsibility. Living an ethical life means integrating both ethical reasoning, moral action, and daily decision making. So, as we conclude this video presentation, I encourage you all to reflect on how these principles can be applied in your personal and soon as professional teachers. Okay, to end this presentation, or before we end our session, I have an essay assignment for you. And again, your task is to answer the question: as a future educator, why is ethics so important for students? So, importance of ethics for students. Again, in your perspective as future teacher educators, in your response, make sure to explain your ideas clearly and provide concrete examples of how ethics influences students' behavior, decision making, and personal growth. Here are the guidelines for the essay. Write your answer on a one-half crosswise yellow pad paper, and then later on have it submitted during our face-to-face. Structure your essay properly with an introduction, body, paragraph, and conclusion. Then include some specific examples in the body to support your points. Real life situations or scenarios where ethics play a role in students' lives. Then be reflective and think about how you, as a future educator, will help instill ethical values in your students. And as I've mentioned a while ago, this essay is due next week during our face to face session. So make sure to complete it on time. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in our messenger group chat, and I look forward to answering your queries. Once again, this is Sir Jabin, and see you during our face to face session next week. That would be all.